Hey guys, Brent Boyer from Adams. So let's talk divorce. I wanted to talk today about divorce papers and what to do after you've been served with papers, and more specifically, what you're going to be served with, what kind of documents you can expect at the beginning of a divorce. If you get served with papers, your wife has you served with papers, you're normally going to get a divorce complaint, first of all. So the complaint will have some basic statements about your marriage. It'll say the date you were married. If there's children, it'll have the names, birth dates of the children, basic information like that. It'll state that there's been a breakdown in the marriage relationship. It's not necessary in Michigan to give a reason for why you're getting divorced, so there's not necessarily any reason in the complaint about why your wife has filed for divorce. There also may not necessarily be a lot of specifics. There's not a requirement to put what type of assets you own or how much your net worth is or any of that sort of information in a divorce complaint. So typically it has some pretty basic types of things. It gives you the name of the judge, tells you the case number, it has the name of you and your wife, of course. So that's the divorce complaint. Along with that, you'll also get a document called a summons. So a summons, it basically says you're being sued, tells you have 21 days to respond. So basically you have 21 days after you're served with a complaint to file an answer, or 28, depending on how you were served. So the summons tells you all that information, and that's about all that's on there. On the back of the summons is something called a return of service, which has to do with the person serving you the papers and what they need to file with the court as what's called a proof of service. So normally you have a complaint, you'll have a summons. There might also be some court orders in the paperwork that you're served with. So the court can do what are called ex parte orders, and basically those can be signed without a hearing and can affect things like custody, parenting time, child support if you have children, or restraining orders on property, status quo on payment of bills, whatever it might be. So there might be some court orders in there as well, so you want to keep a look for that type of thing. If you have children, there might also be a document called a verified statement, which is basically a document you sign that has basic information about children and about the husband and wife, name, address, birth dates, social numbers, all that type of thing. There may be some other documents depending on your specific county. So in Oakland County, for example, there's a early intervention conference front of the court notice that tells you the first 2 court dates that you're going to be doing at the beginning of your divorce case. There might be some notices about mediation and who to use for mediators. And depending on what county you're in, there are some other things specific to your county that could be included in the paperwork that you're served with. You might also be served with a motion. A motion is a written request, and it'll say the word motion on it, and it'll typically schedule a court date where you go in and you're expected to appear early on in the case about whatever the request might be. It might be something related to children like custody, parenting time, or support. It might be a request for payment of bills, whatever it might be. So those are some examples of the type of paperwork you could receive at the beginning of a divorce case. Once you receive these papers, you're going to want to take a look at things, see what it says, see what things look like, of course. If you have any questions about any of those types of documents, feel free to give me a call at 248-356-2326 or send me an email at brentb@bmpclaw.net. Thanks.